Soil Family. All right, let's see if I can get myself in order. Up, need to turn that down. Good morning, Miss Vanessa. How you doing, Soil Sister? Today is Monday. Let me make sure I get it right. Monday, October 25th. Good morning, Blue Collar Homestead. How are you doing? So, how was y'all weekend? Today, today's weather forecast. We woke up to rain, which is happiness to me. I don't have to go and water. We got so many plants, y'all. When I need to water my plants, like I have to water my entire yard because we got so many trees and bushes and plants everywhere. So it's a blessing to wake up to 80 degrees. Let's see, 70. I don't know what it is. It's pretty warm, but it's a blessing to wake up on a warm morning in October, the end of October, and it's raining. Woo, do me a favor. Good morning, Miss King. Glad you could join us. Weekend was good. Got a lot done. We had a wonderful weekend. We went downtown. It was Wagaween. They call it Wagaween for the dogs. So they have this huge Halloween party for the dogs. People dress their dogs up. They go all out. They dress up with the dogs. Like we saw some hippies. The dog was dressed up. The husband and wife were dressed up. It was great. So we went downtown. We went to Forsyth Park. They had a farmer's market, which is always fun. Good morning, Soil Sister, Miss Nixon. Um, they had a farmer's market on Saturdays at one of the biggest parks we have here. So we went there first, and then we went on downtown towards the squares, and they were having a Wagaween party. It's pretty good. So this weekend is for us people, adults, Halloween. So it's always exciting to dress up and go and see all the amazing costumes. And this year we are gonna bring you all with us. So that's gonna be pretty fun to be able to see how Savannah, Georgia do it for Halloween. Good morning, Tasha Oshie Groves. Tashi, good morning. I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. Our weekend was beautiful. Yesterday we did much of nothing. Normal routine here at the house. So, all right. Let me see. I need to. Copper Kettle, good morning, Soil Sister. I'm not sure if it's Crystal Donald, but good morning, Soil Family. um, First, I want to thank everyone that contribute to our channel, whether it's just watching our videos, joining our lives. Soil Sister, all right, Crystal. Um, any support. We appreciate any support, financial. Let me tell you, it's the smallest amount of support. Just watching our videos, that mean a lot to us. So I want to thank each and every one of y'all for being here and supporting us and supporting each other, because that's how we become this awesome community that we are, by supporting each other. I know it's a whole lot of us out here, but it doesn't take, hey, Miss B Finesse, it doesn't take a lot to support somebody, especially the smaller people. It means a lot when you see people like Blue Collar and Copper Kettle in your chat. We such a small, we so new. It's fascinating. It's like, how do these people get to 1,000? But we getting there. We getting there. So Donald is at work. Yeah, your boss let you do a little bit more, right? That's the good part. That's how my boss is. My boss is pretty laid back, so I can catch a nap sometime. I wish I could nap during the day. I cannot nap in the middle of the day. My husband always say, "Well, won't you lay down and take a nap?" I can't. Like it seems like it's impossible. If I sit down a minute, my mind say, "Go do this or go do that." So I'm sure my boss wouldn't mind me taking a nap, but I just can't do it. So today, I want to talk about my peppermint. So if you've seen you can't nap unless you're sick or pregnant. Oh, good morning, G Mama Groves. My husband can nap anytime. Let me tell you, he sit down, he could be in the car, we could be on the porch. He will take a nap, and I'm just sitting there like, okay, what's next? I cannot nap. But yeah, unless, my back is bothering me or something, or maybe if I don't feel good, I cannot nap. I just need to stay up all day. But at night, he say it's so funny because my husband say that I fight my sleep. But the littlest thing, I'm like, what'd you say? Or I want to know what he watching. And he say, just go to sleep because as soon as my head hit that pillow, it's over for me. But, I'm up at 6 and moving around all day. So, yeah, when it's time to go to bed, it's time to go to bed. So, yeah, if y'all can hit that thumbs up for me on the way in, I would appreciate that. That would help us out tremendously. I want to talk today before we talk plant-based treats. We're going to talk plant-based meal. I had a plant-based meal this weekend with a treat. Oh my God. We're not going to get into that yet because I want to tell my guest about it. She inspired me to try this meal, and it was something to talk about. First, I want to talk about my peppermint. I don't know if you've seen my video of my bathroom outside that we use as planters. We plant the peppermint and the sweet mint for some reason. I don't know why I planted in the toilet, but I put it in the toilet. Good morning, Food by Faith. And I cleaned the toilet. We hadn't used it in a long time, but it was in this house for a long time. And that bathroom was weird set up, like 1950 bathroom with the black and white tile. My husband couldn't fit in the tub because the tub was too little, plus he too big. So I was like, look, let's tear this bathroom out. And one day he went in and ripped the whole bathroom out. So we redid our bathroom, but we did not get rid of the tub, the sink, nor the toilet. We use it as our little herb station, which worked out perfect. I plant peppermint there, which is growing like crazy. So, hello, good morning, Terry. Um, so I wanted to talk a little bit about peppermint. Do you grow peppermint, or what do y'all do with your peppermint if you grow it? So of course I did a little research to see what all I can do with my peppermint because I like making things I'm not so good at baking a lot of things, but I don't mind trying. And my friend, she loved when I make soap and lotion, candles. She loved it. So I was like, let me buy some more different herbs and see what I can do with it. Good morning, Laquita. So peppermint, it can help improve your digestion, freshen your breath. I mean, come on. Freshening your breath, we can stop there because we all know that we gotta stay protected. This day and time, it's safe to wear your face covering and stay protected. And I can imagine what some of those masks smell like under. I mean, come on, chew on some peppermint or something. Good morning, Rambo. So peppermint can freshen your breath. And I hear it can improve your concentration. Um, allergy symptoms, headaches, clogged airways. So, no, just little things I read about it make me say, oh, well, maybe, yeah, a good antibacterial. So I said, well, maybe this will be good, to grow since it got so many benefits. I just threw some in the toilet and it's just growing like crazy. So I think I saw what Blue Collar said that they don't have luck with peppermint, apple mint, and chocolate mint. Yeah. So now I want all of the mints. I think I saw, was it Kiki Soto had pineapple mint? Like I need all these mints now because I love mint. Anything pineapple, I cannot go wrong with it. So um it's believed to have a calming effect. So I'm gonna boil some peppermint. Now I'm gonna make some tea this weekend for my husband on Friday when we do our Friday live because I want to see he love his soursop tea because it helped calm him down. Like he's so nervous when we go live or a little uneasy. So the soursop tea seemed to help. So we're gonna try peppermint and see how that worked with him. But some people use it for menstrual pains. This is not medical advice. It's just a little research I did um, on peppermint, on a couple different herbs. So I have a book all about, good morning, Global Green book. I have a book all about essential oils. I absolutely love essential oils. This book will tell you how to get rid of a headache, a tummy ache, how I can soothe my dog's toothache. I mean, anything, back pain, sleeping, everything. And I read this book when I was taking care of my friend because I wanted to make sure she was calm. And lavender did it. Lavender just, I would put some in the diffuser and let it go, and she was chilled like all the time. She would just sit back and relax, not a worry in the world. So this book is called Quick Reference Guide to Using Essential Oils. My best friend gave me this book a couple years ago, and I don't know if you can see that. Let's see. There you go. I don't know. And I love it. Like, this book is loaded. So that's what I go through. So peppermint can be used for diarrhea, nausea. Again, this is not medical advice, just a little research I did. Depression-related anxiety, muscle and nerve pain, common cold, indigestion, and IBS. So you got a screenshot? You need me to hold it up again, or did you get it good enough? Copper Kettle is, I know Copper Kettle. I'm sure it's a couple people in here that are pretty good. Thanks for stopping by, Brampton Gardner. Pretty good with herbs. And I'm just diving into it a little deeper so we can be ready for anything. Okay, Blue Collar. Because if I need to hold it up, I don't mind. Or I'll put the name of it in the description too. So that's right, not medical advice. Weirdly, some of the side effects are pretty much the same thing, that same treatments. I'm guessing they trying to say if you take too much, or it could irritate you. So it could give you heartburn, dry mouth, nausea, or cause vomiting, which is weird because it could possibly treat nausea. So I don't know. It's safe to drink it daily, so you can have it every day. It will not hurt you. It's caffeine free, naturally caffeine free, which is great. Um, you can add it to foods, cosmetics, soap, toothpaste, mouthwash. It's a lot of homesteaders out here that's selling a lot of good stuff. The holidays are coming up. Peppermint is like, the best scent or the best oil herb for Christmas. Who doesn't like peppermint around Christmas? That's all you can think of. Nala, my kids acting up. So they got these big bones in there, but they want to fight over. That's my bone. Why you chewing on that? But you know how the kids can do. So they say peppermint can help with belly flattening. When I saw that, I said I need to buy a boatload of that because I can definitely use that. If it can help, it say when you eat. So let me tell you exactly what it say. Peppermint helps with belly flattening, helping the stomach process fats, digest high fats food quickly. So it helps with bloating. Sounds good to me. Yeah, everything in moderation. If you take too much of anything, ooh, my goodness. So, so you have. I would check out Crystal at Carpal Kettle Farms. I'm sure I think every month. So every month, Crystal, you hit on a different herb. Is that right? Good morning, Melissa, my sweet sister, my my sister in real life, but she is also my soil sister. Off the bat, and look, I want a whole shipload of peppermint to help me with my belly flattening. Because if that's all I need to be doing, I can eat a hamburger and drink some peppermint. Oh no, it's some other things I need to do with that too. So, but yeah, that's a start. So I'm gonna work on that too. Like when I saw that, I was like, oh man, like I gotta smell my own breath all day, and I gotta worry about what I eat. So how about I consume a little bit peppermint on a daily basis that won't irritate my stomach or my skin or my system. It will, I'll make sure I smell fresh breath when I'm masked up, and it could possibly cut fat. Like, how could you lose with that? Just don't overdo it. Everybody should have been buying peppermint over the last year. But anywho, thank y'all for being here. Today we're gonna start something new. Taking Rosemary course. Yeah, you take a lot of courses. A win-win. That's right, Rambo. Good morning, Lion Crest, Professor Q. So let me tell y'all, it's some great channels in here. It's always new people popping up because we are a new channel and we meet people on a weekly basis. So make sure y'all check out some of these new channels like Blue Collar Homestead, Rambo Green Hands has a channel. I'm scared to scroll back up because I'm sure I'll mess something up. But you know, hey, visit each other. Lion Crest, he is the professor of gardening. He is my go-to guy. If you have a question, I say check out Lion Crest because he can tell you. I don't want to tell you wrong. That's where we go to find out about vegetables. So this weekend I was on a live yesterday and somebody said something about lion crest. Have you ever heard of pink banana squash? So I'm on a mission for pink banana squash and I want to grow red cabbage. Now, purple cabbage, however you call it. I'm on a mission. I need both of those in my garden. I need them year round. Well, I don't know about the squash, but I want to try the squash because it just sounds interesting. You know, when you hear bananas, you think us. So Black's Tropical Homestead. So now I'm like, oh, I want to grow this pink banana squash. I've never heard anybody talk about how it tastes. I did look it up a little bit, but I didn't see much. You looking for cabbage seeds? So what kind of cabbage seeds are you looking for? I cooked with some red cabbage over the weekend. Now I'm like, anytime my husband say, oh, you need to put this in spaghetti now or something, we need cabbage. lots and lots of cabbage. Probably just gonna buy a single pack and grow the whole. Yeah. So is that regular the green cabbage, or are you doing a certain kind of cabbage? What kind of cabbage do you grow? I'm gonna make sure I write this down because we are on a cabbage mission for a healthier way of eating. So let's see, probably just gonna buy all about the darker vegetables with a plus. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that in a minute. Last night, some peppers. Oh my God. So now on Mondays we're gonna do this plant-based meal idea segment. So every week my goal is to try something new. I am a picky eater. When I say picky eater, I don't eat peppers, onion, oh, I don't eat sweet potato. I used to eat squash when I was little, but I haven't eaten squash in a long time, so I can't say I don't like it. So what I'm tired of for myself is saying that I don't like this, I don't like that, because there's so much stuff that I don't like. Versus, I might as well just say what I do like: chicken, potatoes. So what I'm learning to do now, thanks to Blind Guy, his wife, their life. Good morning, love notes. I'm learning to eat the things that I say I don't like. And I'm learning that I need to just try it a different way or season it right, because this weekend like blew my mind. So now I'm on a mission. Every week I want to cook something, add more vegetables to something. Chinese cabbage seeds. Chinese cabbage seeds. What Tasha Oshi grows? What's Chinese cabbage? Yeah, your mother refused to eat anything green. Yeah, so I'm on a mission to eat better, and this weekend proved to me that I need to get. We need to, because my husband is the same way, and he was still like. I'm gonna tell that story in a minute. First, I see um my soil sister, Love Notes. Love Notes had a birthday yesterday. Was it Love Notes? So I want everybody to wish Love Notes a happy birthday. Now that she is here with her internet service. But but yeah, I'm excited about eating better, even if it's just a little bit. Because I won't my friend lived till she was 108. So you never stop living. So you got to take care of yourself when you're young. That way, when you get older, it shows. To live to be 108 and as healthy as she was, it was a lot of goodness there. So, I might need to try that Chinese. Oh, I'm gonna be growing everything too, man. But yeah, Love Notes' birthday was yesterday. We want to wish Love Notes a happy belated birthday again. But, you know, a day later is not too late. So I'm going to bring in my guest because we got a lot to talk about. Good morning, Soil Sister.
Hello, good morning to you. How are you today?
Fine. How are you?
I'm doing great. Let me just adjust my screen. Okay, you fixed it.
Look, we talking food already. Cabbage. How was your
Yeah.
weekend first?
My weekend was great. This was a busy weekend. Every weekend is always pretty packed, so nothing new. This weekend was great.
Good, good. We're going to change
What
this
about you?
thing.
I know we were there with you, when you were out live streaming at the farmers market that they were having at the park there. So I know that went well for you.
Yeah, that was great. To get out and see so many locals out
Mm.
selling their thing. Like, it was great. So many people. So they even had a mobile meat market, which I thought was amazing. So
I know. I remember. I think that's when you were talking about, um, like the different. Because remember, you were like, "Oh, they have everything except deer." And I was like, oh, those lucky deer.
Yeah, so somebody my husband talked to was telling him that they usually get all of their food from there once a month, I think. So said they don't have to go to the grocery store. They just go to the farmer's market and get everything they need. So that's
Yes,
great. Fresh.
nice. That's what I
All
like.
right. So you want to explain a little bit of what our new series is now?
Sure. You know what? Corey is coming up with some fun names for this. So, like, I think we should get our audience to vote on a few names because we don't have an official name for this segment, but I'll just explain what it is. This is where I'm a plant-based person where I stopped eating meat. I was going to start saying meat and vegetables. I stopped eating meat, eggs, dairy products like cheese, butter, yogurt, anything made from milk, right? Anything made from animal milks. And yes, I was definitely a lover of goat's milk cheese, sheep's milk cheese, cow's milk cheeses, butter, and all that stuff. So I just switched over to plant-based versions, so non-dairy versions. So since that's currently my lifestyle, and I've always been a huge cook, a huge fan of food, I said, I'll I think what I can do here is focus on letting other people know how if they're still eating uh, meats, cheeses, um, what else? If they're still eating meats, cheeses, and any of those foods, eggs, yogurt, here's how they can still add more plant-based foods. And when I say plant-based foods, I mean specifically fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, whole foods like whole grains like rice, potatoes. What else is in there? Beans, lentils, you know? So
Mhm.
we have a success story right out of the gate. This is where the audience sort of chimes in and they might offer a dish, right? That a popular dish that they like, or we'll focus on your dish, one particular dish that you like, Sherry. And from there, we talk about what you can do to add more vegetables to it or more fruits to it or whatever. We did that last week where we added we talked about some breakfast ideas, talked about some dinner ideas and the success story. Did you want to share this success story? So that way, now that people kind of know what this segment is all about, it's not eliminating anything, it's just eating more of more food, actually. It's actually a good thing. We get to eat more.
Yes. So my husband's favorite food is lasagna. It's only my husband and I fix a huge pan of lasagna. He can eat it every day until it's gone. So last week we talked about how to make an entire meal out of a pan of lasagna by adding vegetables. So what I did was I add a head of red cabbage to my red sauce. I did add some of the ground beef still. So I didn't take anything away. The white sauce, I added a whole lot of spinach. I didn't measure it. I just added a lot. And
Because
I
it
said,
wilts. Yeah, because it wilts and it falls down so much. Like fresh, it looks so big. I usually buy mine frozen, honestly speaking. So you're ahead of the game. But go ahead.
yeah, I bought mine fresh. And and I added a whole lot. And I said, either my husband before he left, he was going to the gym, and I was frying maybe a half. I sauteed like a half of onion, and he said, "Make sure you season that onion." And I said, "Do you want to cook, or you gonna let me cook?" And he was just standing in the kitchen like, "I don't know how this gonna work out." He said, "Just do a small pan because I don't know about those vegetables." I said, "Okay." So when he came home, he said, "Oh, you made a big pan?" I said, "Yeah." I
Mm.
said, "Yeah, we'll try it and see." So when it was time to eat, he said, "Well, what it tastes like?" I said, "I don't know." He sat down and he ate it and he said, "Wow." I mean,
And
it
I
had
talked
so
to
much
him.
vegetable in it. But
Yeah.
even last night, he was trying to figure out. He said, "It got to be the red cabbage because it didn't change, like, it didn't take away from the taste, it enhanced the taste."
Mm.
I did absolutely nothing different from what I usually do other than add red cabbage and spinach. And it is delicious.
Right. So here's the thing, right? I see Copper Kettle Farm saying I replace noodles with zucchini in our lasagna because grain doesn't sit well with her, right? Now,
Yeah.
for me, I like the noodles. I don't like to replace pasta with vegetables because I like the texture of the pasta, right?
Mhm.
So this is where last week, so for people like Copper Kettle Farms, it's like, great, that works for some people. It works for them to replace the noodles with eggplant, where they will slice thinly the eggplant and put it in as the layers, or like
Yeah.
you saying zucchini or squash or something like that.
Mhm.
And for me, the grains are fine. I don't have any gluten sensitivity. Most of us, supposedly, according to the doctors, most of us do because of the way the grains are grown. However, okay, here we are. I like the noodles. You like the noodles. So we said, okay, right now you would put sausage and ground beef into your lasagna. And
Mhm.
there was another meat, wasn't there? Or was it just the sausage and ground beef?
Sausage and ground beef, but I didn't put sausage in this weekend. I just used ground beef.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So you didn't tell me that. You weren't supposed to change the recipe. You done took stuff out. Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
And I did use less meat because I thought the cabbage would give it more, so I just used less meat.
Wow. Okay. So, all right. So this is even more of a success story, right? Because the flavor was still there because you still had all the cheeses. And so you, like you said, with the white sauce, that white sauce is basically your cheese blend where you put in what? Ricotta, Parmesan. What I used to use is ricotta, Parmesan, and egg, but you use more cheeses than that for your white layer.
Yeah, I use ricotta, sour cream, and cream cheese.
Mm,
I use cottage cheese, sour cream, and ricotta cheese in an egg,
hmm
and
And
I mix the spinach in that.
right, because I was like, oh yeah, just throw the spinach in that layer. That's where I would put mine. And so boom. And I see Ernie Hatmaker saying, yep, I like eggplant replacements too, instead of the and love notes as well. So a lot of people they say, like, hey, let's put the eggplant in there instead of the noodles. So for all of you that are currently using eggplants, I definitely say try adding red cabbage. Now, I typically only add about, I think it depends on how much you're making, right? I don't make a pan of lasagna typically. I'll make sort of like the small square pan if you were to look at the long pan, it's more like a third of that. Of how
Mhm.
you can buy the big silver lasagna pan in the store?
Yeah,
My lasagna is about a third of that, and I typically use about a third of a cabbage, red cabbage or purple cabbage, whatever you want to call it. And you said you used a whole cabbage because you had a whole pan.
I use the whole thing.
And you didn't change your seasonings, right?
I did not change my seasoning. Hold on, let me control my kids.
Oh, they want to get out or something. So, guys, in the chat, if you have any suggestions for a dish, a food that you say, okay, I always eat this. Any way I can tweak it? Is there anything I can add to it to change it up? And not change it, but keep in mind that one of the main reasons we're doing this is for nutrients, vitamins, minerals, just to boost the nutritional value of our food. That's the whole reason for these plant based treats or to add more fruits and vegetables, really. It definitely helps you with the fiber that you get from all fruits, vegetables, and of course, there's no fiber in meats. There's no fiber in eggs. There's no fiber in cheese or butter or yogurt. So that's where we're like, oh, we can add the fiber, the vitamins, and the minerals this way. So Love Notes is saying mushrooms are good substitutes for meat, even for a texture change to pulled pork, vegetable based. I still have not found that to be true for the mushrooms that I've eaten. Um, I was saying that last week, like people will say that. So, Love Notes, if you have some mushrooms, tell us which kind, please, because I'm looking for them, right?
Yeah, like so we went to my friend's house one day and they had mushroom. When it rained, it's a certain type of mushroom that will grow on a tree. So my husband picked a couple. They said they eat them all the time. So he picked a couple. He brought them home, seasoned them, and sautéed them, and they were good.
So, wait, he found these on a tree. Because I mean, I hold up. So I know people forage. People do go foraging for mushrooms, but I know they say like you have to know what you're foraging for. But he
Yeah.
knew. He knew what kind he
Well,
was getting, huh?
my friend knew, and she told him which ones were safe. Like they had a turkey tail or something, but then they had chicken of the tree. They called it,
Oh, yeah, I've
and
heard of that. Yeah.
it kind of remind you of chicken. And I don't like mushrooms, so I was like, nope, I don't want to taste that. I don't like mushrooms, but when I
Wait,
taste,
you didn't even try it?
I did, and
Ah.
it was like eating a piece of chicken tender or something. Tastes good.
Okay. So to you, the texture was like like chicken. Then it was decent. It was chickeny.
Yeah, yeah, it was chickeny, and I think it was the season because it didn't taste bad, but it's not something that I would just go buy. And but that's why we are here with this segment now, so that I can get my small mind out of this I don't like or I can't eat or and learn, to cook different ways. Especially being that we can grow all this stuff, why not learn
True.
to cook?
True. And that's true because most things, like you're saying, they are like flavor helps. Like I see people in the chat saying, Love Notes was answering our question about what kind of mushrooms are you using that taste like pulled anything pulled, because I know like people, they'll use jackfruit for barbecue, and I've had it a lot of different times. It's pretty papery. It doesn't taste meaty. It tastes more like papery. When I say papery, it tastes more like phyllo dough papery. It reminds me of that. Like, come on, y'all, this ain't it.
So so when you cook your jackfruit, are you getting it out of a can or it's not fresh, right?
It's not fresh because typically you have to buy the jackfruit in a can that's been like in a brine, not the sweet one, not ripe. Basically before it's ripe. And so, oh, Corey does have some name suggestions for this segment also.
Yeah.
And I will say that the portobello mushrooms that Love Notes is saying, like you can saute them for as a hamburger or something like that.
Hmm.
Mm, the
But
texture, like seriously, when you think of ground beef burger versus mushroom burger, it's not. Corey said it's too chewy. I don't know what to say other than it's great on a sandwich, but it tastes like a mushroom on a sandwich. And so that's the part for people that are, put it this way. I'm not downing mushrooms because I eat all mushrooms. I know
mhm.
somebody said the oyster mushrooms taste like seafood. And I've had those as well several times, several different ways. And so I've eaten a lot of seafood in my life.
Mhm.
And they didn't, maybe I need to taste this person's because it just
Not for
wasn't. I do want to answer really quickly Sonia Hickman's question. Good morning. Do you cook the red cabbage first? Yes. You do.
yes.
I boil mine for about 10 minutes in the water, like just to
Yeah.
let it get soft, maybe 12 minutes, maybe 15 while I'm doing other things. And then you can add the rest of your ingredients to your red sauce. You talk about how you prepared yours also.
That's what I boiled. I chopped it up and I left it pretty good, nice size
Me too.
squares. And I did chop it up and I boiled it for about 10 minutes. I let it drain for a few minutes and I added, just mixed it all up with my spaghetti sauce and some ground beef.
Mm. And
And
that was it.
yep, that was it.
Right. I'm going to get to these names that Corey suggesting, and Love Notes is saying for our own taste buds, we may have to play around with the flavor base. I will say that the mushrooms always have the right flavor. It's the texture. It's not the flavor that's the issue. I've had them taste flavor wise seasoned as though they were seafood or as though they were burgery, but it's the
Mhm.
texture. Most times people eat food for the textures. So when you're like, for example, uh, a pork chop versus pulled pork, they're completely two different textures, pulled pork barbecue. Same thing. Now, of course, that's different from and also the pulled pork does not have that texture of jackfruit. When people try to make jackfruit, it's not tough enough. It's not like, it just doesn't work. And
Oh,
so that's where I'm saying, I just want to clarify because Love Notes is bringing up a really good point that, oh, you got to flavor the stuff. You do have to flavor it, but also that's where you have to look at, okay, I want to enjoy this for the flavor and the nutritional value. And so if you're okay with saying, I know this is not going to have the texture of a burger, but it's
yeah,
really delicious. It's on a bun. It's a great sandwich. Go for it. Just know that. And then also if you're offering it to other people, let them know, oh, this is a mushroom sandwich, so that they won't bite into it thinking they're getting that burger, and it's a different experience.
yeah. Because my husband would be ready to go. Like, what was this?
Right.
And so jackfruit, because I was thinking about doing pot roast with jackfruit, but we can get our jackfruit fresh. So I don't know if that would make a difference.
Mm.
Not sure if it will make a difference, but I'm willing to try it one day. Just nothing.
I've tried it from so many places. I'll say at least 10 places,
Mhm.
jackfruit as barbecue. And the one place that was spot on was at the Bronze Kingdom in Florida. So
Oh,
we're friends with the owner, but we were there on a business trip, right? The Bronze Kingdom is in Orlando on I Drive. So we were there on a business trip, and they have a restaurant inside. So I was like, okay, let's try the jackfruit. And I was like, okay, this is it. They had grilled it nicely. They left it in large enough chunks so that it had more of a bite and a
mhm.
better texture. It still wasn't pulled pork barbecue, but the barbecue flavor and the texture was made for a really great sandwich that was put you in the mind of a barbecue sandwich, but nah, it was not a pork barbecue sandwich.
Can't substitute everything, huh?
Yeah. And I mean, Vanessa is like, portobello, enoki, oyster, and shiitake mushrooms. I eat all of those. Yeah, definitely. And so, Beyond Burger and Field Roast are definitely two of the plant-based substitutes that I purchased. So I see
Mhm.
Love Notes is offering those as well. And Copper Kettle saying Hen of the Woods is her favorite mushroom. Do you know if that was the one that you got, Hen of the Woods, off that tree?
I'm not sure. It could be because they call it chicken of the tree, so
Mm-hmm.
maybe they just wording it different. But I was not too excited about. I wasn't too excited.
Right.
I was like, just stop in the middle of the road and get out. And she was like, "Oh, you can eat that one." Some of them were too high or the reach, but my husband was all for it. So,
Nice.
good
You know,
morning, Cherie. I see another Cherie spelled just like mine.
and that is Cherie. Yeah, Cherie Bunbury, Corey.
Mm.
Hey there. Okay, so Cherie is a favorite friend of ours, and she's back and forth to Ghana, and so she's retired military, a wonderful lady, and she has a great channel. This is a good time to vote on or just to throw around some of the names for this segment, unless you want to do something different. You tell me.
Nope, that'll be fine. We could take a vote that way. It's good to have the family help out.
Okay. All right. So everyone's here. You guys, should we call this particular segment where we're talking about adding, just enhancing your food with more vegetables, more fruits, not eliminating anything, just adding more food to your food. So, Corey,
Tasty topics.
tasty topics,
The art of eating.
the art of eating. So
Tasty.
wait a minute, Corey. Wait. I can't type that fast. Okay. So I'm going to type them in so that way we can we can see. Uh okay. So you said tasty topics,
The art of eating.
tasty topics, the art of eating.
Taste buddies.
Ooh, taste buddies. Taste buddies. That sounds
Taste
fun.
buds. Taste buddies.
So
Y'all
you
said y'all friends.
okay. Hold on a second. Did we say the art of eating or art of eating?
I said,
What do you think, Sherry?
I like the art of eating,
Okay.
but taste buddies sound
Isn't that fun?
fun. But it is an art because it's more enjoyable
I know it's kind of tricky, right? It's kind of tricky. Well, I typed those three in for now, Corey, because this is just the first day, so we might get more votes. We might see, what other people say. So we've got a lot of input from everybody chatting, all the gardeners and farmers. They know their food, so they've given us a lot of mushroom options. What is another particular dish that you make a lot, or any other ones that we want to just look at? What we can do with them.
Um, Nothing particular. We eat a lot of chicken and either potato or rice.
Got
So if
it.
I can boost that up,
Let's talk about rice. That is super easy. Okay.
okay.
So for rice, I think I talked about this last week too, but rice, this is another way to get those onions in there, right? Um,
Okay.
so two different ways that you can really boost your rice. One way is to put everything in the blender, you blend it up, you pour it into the pan, you let it cook for about 5 minutes, and then you just pour the water and the rice in. And when I say
Mhm.
you put everything in the blender, that would be onion, garlic, celery, peppers, tomatoes, ginger, right? Fresh ginger. And so you just put all of those. Why are you smiling already? You're like, oh yeah.
Ah,
So put those in, put them in the blender, and then what happens is it makes your rice a little red, and of course you add flavor. Like at the end, you can always salt it. You can always put whatever seasoning on it, but that will boost your rice, and you don't have any chunks of vegetables really in there. But a lot of the Africans, I'll see them start their rice like that, whether it's jollof rice or just rice. They just cooking rice, right? And you're in South Carolina, so that's always a good one. Rice. That's why I'm bringing up rice, not South Carolina, Georgia.
in Georgia, yeah, rice. My mother-in-law is a pro at rice, but my husband loves rice, so
Ah,
yeah, he can eat rice with any meal. So, like I said, now it's just trying to find a healthier way to incorporate those vegetables that he will scoop to the side. So if I have to hide them, I don't mind hiding them, but I want him to
so
get them in.
So when you say you that he scoops them to the side, what do you mean? Because say like earlier, I saw Miss B Finesse says that she would rice her cauliflower. I think she said she would not rice it. She would use her cauliflower in a certain way. Uh, how are what vegetables is he scooting to the side?
Anything green. Well, like most of the time is the broccoli because I eat broccoli every day, and I think he gets
Mm,
sick of it. So he'll eat the potato or the rice and the meat, and he'll just push the broccoli to the side or whatever vegetable because he won't eat salads.
mm. I don't eat a lot of salads. I think I'm supposed to because we're actually supposed to eat more greens every day. Like you get your calcium from your greens, vitamin D,
Yeah,
iron. Greens are so powerful for you. Of course, there's the fiber. So we're supposed to eat them every day, but I like my food cooked. The way my teeth are set up is easier that way.
yeah, yeah, me too. And I cook mine till it's mushy, and I'm like, I just add some cheese on top of it, and sometimes we like, I'm sick of it. So, but he don't say anything, but then it's just that's the only thing left on the plate. So,
Right, right. So you kind of know. Okay. So, all right, let's see. So you see Ernie Hatmaker, what Ernie Hatmaker is saying about the rice.
yeah, East Indian cook rice all the time.
Yeah, with everything. So look, and I see love notes are saying when you blend the vegetables, you don't taste the chunks of vegetables, it builds up the flavor. So that's the reason for adding. So let's talk about just those ingredients, right?
Mhm.
Onions, garlic, um, oh, Wendy, wait. We got to back up. Okay, we got to go to Wendy's comment after I say this for the rice because I missed it. But that's is another success story. So onions, garlic, ginger, The ginger is like the thing that gives it that pop. Like you're like, oh, wait a minute, And
Yeah.
so you don't use a whole lot. You only use like you can use a whole onion. You can use about 3 or 4 cloves of garlic. As far
Mhm.
as the ginger, you would use the size of about 2 cloves of garlic or 3 cloves of garlic, that size of ginger,
Yeah.
just like a few slices. Um, then to start, once you like the flavor and get used to it, you can tweak it a little bit more and all of that. Um, and peppers, if you don't like peppers, don't put them in. But for you, this is a great way to get those peppers in, get the flavor in there, but not have to worry about, oh, I'm just chewing a bunch of peppers.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, since you have peppers, this is a great way to use what you already have. So onions, garlic, pepper, ginger. And then typically there's tomatoes, right? And I've done
Mhm.
it actually where if I didn't have tomatoes, I use my secret thing, salsa. I will throw that salsa in there
Yeah.
to blend it
I,
up.
yeah, I gotta be a big girl about those tomato, peppers, onion.
I know. And so this way though, man, when you throw them in that blender, and most of the time when they put it in the blender, they do add salt or something at that time. They season it either with a bouillon or something. Me too. I will go ahead and throw something in there. I use those Goya packets, the seasoning packet, um, or I will just use a different seasoning salt, cooking with greens, or I'll just use Himalayan pink sea salt. I'll use that as well. But blend that up, pour it in the pan because I like to do everything in one place. Let that cook for about 5 minutes. And the Africans, that's typically where they'll put the palm oil in. Like I'll see the Ghanaians, Nigerians, the West Africans, they'll put the palm oil in there. We don't have palm oil here. So I'll use either coconut oil or no oil. And I'll just throw in some butter on the end of the rice, which is for me, I use Smart Balance because it's or Earth Balance, excuse me, because it's non-dairy.
Mhm.
But you can add some oil at the beginning, oil at the end. The doctors say the less oil, the better for us, but I ain't gonna lie, I like
Yeah.
it.
You like what you like, huh?
Yeah, the fat. I mean, I love chewing the fat. So anyhow, that's it. And then all you do is the rice, water and rice. Boom. And you have everything in that one dish. And then you start eating that rice and you looking around like, who made this? Then you pick up the mirror and you start smiling and you start dusting it off like, girl, you did that.
My husband might be looking for somebody to slap, so I just
Look,
have to be careful.
okay, right. Like, hold up. So can we go back to Wendy Bell though?
Yeah, yeah. I saw what her she. Let's go back in the comments. I saw a couple comments. Okay. I just have to say I use red cabbage, spinach, and squash in lasagna, and wow, the flavors. Thank you for the information.
She sounds like Bobby because I was like surprised when Bobby when I talked to him yesterday and he was like, oh man, like, wait a minute, stop the show. He didn't say all that. I'm saying this for him, y'all. I'm just putting words into Bobby's mouth. If this was Bobby's language, though, that's what he would have said. Yes. If he was a lady, that's what he would have said.
Yeah, he could not wait to get another plate last night. So as soon as we got off air with you, he went and heated up some food, and he said, "I think you should put red cabbage in the spaghetti too." I said, "Okay." So
Wow.
for him to, he can eat asparagus all the time, but I think he gets sick of that because if I buy asparagus, I will cook it until it's all gone. But I
Yeah.
don't eat asparagus. So for him to say, he the red cabbage did so much to the flavor, that's a good thing. So
It's great.
yeah,
So that's where I don't necessarily um eat vegetables by themselves. So like if I make cabbage, it always starts with onions, garlic, and I finish it with carrots.
yeah,
The cabbage, so that way it has all the pretty colors and stuff. You know what? We're going to Love Note's house because she know all the food secrets. You see those seasonings she was talking about? That's all the stuff I use too.
I didn't see it.
She said the Goya packets, the bouillon paste, that better than bouillon. That is
Yeah,
like woo. Adobo seasonings added. Yep, adobo. Yes.
yeah, yeah. I like
Yeah.
that. Oh,
Hey, over the top criminality online. Hey y'all, how y'all doing?
I know, and I didn't see anybody. Hello to everybody coming in that I haven't said good morning to. I appreciate you for being here, talking all things food with us, because we
Yes.
all love to eat.
And if
um,
we if they're just getting here, we do have to see. I don't know if you saw anybody say which names they liked. You know what I mean?
I did see. Was it food? Tasha Oshie Grove said, "I like the art of eating.
Mm,
Taste buddies is fun too.
right.
Maybe we
Okay.
can call it the art of eating with our taste buddies."
So, guys, if you're just tuning in, I know Global Green Book is at work and she's supposed to be at work instead of texting, but we are trying to find a name for this segment where we talk about food and we just talk about, we take a favorite dish from you guys or from Sherry, and we talk about how we can add more food to it, like, more vegetables, more fruit, more whole grains, more whatever. You know what I mean? So we're
Yes,
trying to decide, should we call this the art of eating? Should we call it tasty topics? Oh, you know what? I put taste topics. That sounds boring. Let me fix that. It's supposed to be tasty topics.
tasty.
Yeah, you know what? I'm doing a lot, trying to type and read and talk. Yeah, that ain't it.
So that's perfect. The art of eating with taste buddies. With taste buddies.
Hmm. So Corey has given us some different names. These are all Corey, my husband, the blind guy. Most of you know who we are, but anybody that's watching later that doesn't know, I'm his wife. Corey's the blind guy. And so he's the wordsmith, Corey is. He can come up with, just the best sayings. And he
Yeah.
knows a little bit about so much that he can really come up with something quick. So, oh, Cherie says, I like tasty topics. You see that?
I, I see a lot of tasty topics coming in now.
Yeah. Hey, Unique View says the same thing. And you see
Yeah.
what Lion Crest Outdoor said?
The art. What did he say? I saw what he said.
The
The
art
art
of
sounds epic.
sounds epic. Okay, so
But
this is
the good thing about this is our with Black's Tropical Homestead. This is just a little snippet of something bigger to come. So we got a lot. You got a lot to play with. This is just the beginning of something huge.
exactly.
So
So right. So these tasty topics, this is just a small segment. I'm just hanging out, guys, for about 30 minutes where I come in and chat it up. And the pro right there, Sherry of Black Tropical, they're making all the magic happen. So do you want to, oh, you know what? You see Tasha saying, can you create a
yep,
poll?
yep. I will create a poll, Tasha Oshie Rose, and we'll vote on it all week. And then Monday we will have a new topic for this segment. So
So your community tab is open?
yes, we have a community
Ah!
now.
But look, you can do a poll right now too in the chat.
No, I didn't.
Go, okay, do it. I think that's what they want. Go for it. They're all right here. Go
So
to the comments section. And this way, while you create it, you see down at the bottom where you can choose an emoji, and right beside that smiley face, there's a picture of a graph. There's a cartoon graph picture or whatever.
um,
Like
yeah.
you see it?
Mm-hmm.
So once you click that, you can type in the question, what should we call our food segment? And then you can put those three options: tasty topics, the art of eating, and I can tell them to you, but
But
uh,
I can see it coming up as a poll.
Are you on the phone or you go to the computer, I think. I don't know if you can do the poll on the phone because I never have. I always type it in on the computer. Are you able to on your computer though?
Yeah, but I'm afraid I'm gonna knock something off with this. So I'll do a
Oh,
poll in my community tab. 'Cause I
okay.
don't. I'm so. Sometimes I do something and the screen will go back to the home screen, and that makes me so nervous. So I try not to touch the computer so much.
I
So
know.
so we can just look up at the camera and at the big screen and won't have to worry about it. So
No, I get it. So let's just finish with the other way to do rice, okay?
okay,
Because this way is also popular, and for my family, it's really popular for them. And so a lot of times I'll use brown rice if I'm making it the first way that I was telling you, where I blend up the vegetables and onions, garlic, tomato, ginger, blend them up. And what else did I say? There was something else. Peppers. If you have peppers, you can also add peppers. And you can add any combination of these things, right? So blend them, put it in the pan, let it cook for about 5 minutes, just so that the onion and the aromatics can come through, and add your water and your rice. Let it finish just like you would any rice. Add your seasonings, add your salt, finish it with butter. Some people just eat regular old butter. I eat non-dairy butter because I don't eat any animal products. But if you're eating them, fine. Don't take them away. You just want to add your vegetables. So the other way that I eat it is I actually cut the vegetables so we can still see them. So that
okay.
is where I would just cut the onion, a whole onion. I would cut celery, garlic, carrots, um, sometimes rutabaga because I have
Mm.
rutabaga, sometimes parsnips because they give you that peppery flavor. But almost always, I definitely started with onions and garlic. I put those in pretty much everything though, because the flavor that they give. And with those, I don't even saute them first. I just throw everything in the pan,
Oh,
in the pot, the rice and the water, season it, and boom, the flavor is still pretty magical. And especially if you
so
do what Love Notes is doing with that better than bouillon. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
so I saw Lion Crest mention. Good morning, Kiki. I saw a Lion Crest mention a little while ago. Brassica. I hear the New Orleans gardener talk about brassica all the time.
So, wait a minute. You said you hear say that again? Because I was trying to find the comment. I'm sorry.
So Lion Crest said that brassica season. Let me see if I can find it. I saw it a while ago, and I said, I don't know how to use brassica. It was a while ago,
Okay.
but he said he loved brassica and he loved brassica season. So I don't know if he can explain to us.
Mm. Oh, and you see, Wendy Bell said that her kid who hates veggies loved dinner last night by her adding that red cabbage and the squash and everything into the lasagna. I'm telling you, adults do not like to see vegetables either. I've had so many adults say when they looked at my cabbage, "Oh, why'd you put onions and carrots in there?" And I'm like, well, just taste it. It still tastes like cabbage. And then they're like, "Oh, this is good. What you do?" I put those onions
Oh,
and them carrots in there.
yeah, can't go wrong with it.
Yeah,
So he said brassica, fall and winter, less sunlight. So what is it a vegetable?
let me look it up because you know what? I'm always like, ooh, new stuff. I don't even know. Anybody else know?
Brassica season. Broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, bok choy. This is the season. Yeah, I'm growing broccoli, cabbage in Georgia. Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, me
Broccoli, Brussels
either.
sprouts, cabbage, cauliflower, collard greens, kale, and turnips are all
Why,
brassica.
why did Love Notes know? Love Notes knows everything. You know what, Love Notes? Get your channel going. What is going on? You know
I ain't
everything. Every time I come to your chat, no matter what we're talking about, remember I was like, I'm waiting on the last fish to die, which by the way, he still has not died yet. So I still
lying.
I still can't use a fish tank yet to plant. And Love Notes was like, oh, use this kind of garden potting soil. You do this, do that. I'm like, wow. Love Notes, you know everything. So you know what? brassica seasons. I see broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, bok choys. This is the season to grow them. Now, those are the cruciferous vegetables, all of those that they're talking about. Those are the ones that they say are really great. Of course, this is not medical advice. This is just what the doctors have said and what science tells us that, these have certain properties. You can look up the chemical names for it, for the words that, sulforaphane is one of them that helps to really fight, like it can help really fight cancer. So that when you cut broccoli, the sulforaphanes are those particular chemicals. There are other chemicals as well, but Dr. Michael Greger talks about that. And Dr. Michael Greger is a doctor that reads every report, so that for those of us that don't want to or can't understand the language, that's his sweet spot. He just loves it. He puts out a book every year, I want to say every year, Dr. Michael Greger does. And he's just highly revered in the field of food and medicine. So he definitely talks about the brassicas or the cruciferous vegetables. And yep, this is the season for them. So I say we grow them, we eat them, and all of that kind of stuff.
Good morning, Country Mama Musing. You're so pleased to see plant-based food topics being addressed. Yes, ma'am. I have a plant-based treat specialist. She loves plant-based, and I am taking notes. And I want y'all to join me along in this adventure to healthier eating. We
Yeah.
not taking anything away. We just adding something to a whole lot of something. And the good thing about the things we are adding, these are the things that we grow.
Mm,
So
true. True. We're not talking about taking anything away from what you're eating. We're talking about adding. So today, last week we said lasagna. We talked about a few different dishes, but I said, listen, Sherry, anytime you're eating anything red like lasagna, spaghetti, stuffed shells, ravioli, add red cabbage. And she did it. And so did Wendy Bell. And Wendy Bell's child was slamming down the lasagna. Bobby, Sherry's husband, can't get enough of the lasagna. He's saying it's even better than before.
yep,
And
he
that's
got
still with all the cheeses. Say that again.
he got lasagna out there with him on the truck this morning.
That's it. That's it. And that's still with all the cheeses and everything that you were using. You just added red cabbage to the red sauce, and then you add the spinach to the white cheeses.
Yep, that's all I did.
And then today we were just talking about rice. Bobby loves rice. Her husband is a rice fanatic. So I said, oh, try these two different ways for rice. You know,
Yeah.
the first way with the blended vegetables, the second way, just chopping the vegetables up and throwing them in there with the rice. And you don't even have to chop them really small. I don't know why, but they seem to shrink a little bit anyways once they cook down. So I don't ever dice my onions. I put like a medium or small size onion or large, no matter what. I slice it like, okay, chop, 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 7 or 8 times one
Yeah.
way, 3 or 4 the other way. That is it. Not even 3 or 4, probably like 2 or 3. They're
Okay.
big, kind of, maybe 3 or 4. But you know what I mean? They're like squares and they're not like little squares. So
Yeah. So I see Country Mama Musin saying she never thought to add red cabbage to pasta. So Alicia, Country Mama Musing is Alicia. She has an
mhm.
amazing channel, so cute. My my husband is not a vegetable eater, and Laquita told me to add red cabbage to my red sauce and spinach to my white sauce. When I made lasagna this weekend, I tried it and it was the best lasagna I have ever made.
Good
So
stuff.
it
Yeah.
worked out great. I cooked the cabbage for about 10 minutes just so it would give it a little jump start. Other than that, I did everything exactly the same as I usually do. I just add red cabbage and spinach. Amazing.
Mhm. Just good stuff.
Yep.
So we talked about the rice. Definitely, if you make rice this week, try it one of those two ways. And then, over the top, she's just over the top. I don't know if you saw all the names We gave three names for this segment because if you're just joining, like Country Mama Musing, this is just a small segment that I'm popping in for, and I'm just about done at this point. So I'll be popping out in a minute. But we said, oh, let's find a fun name, and you guys help us choose. So my husband was like, Tasty Topics, or The Art of Eating, or Taste Buddies. And, over the top is in here saying a foodie affair, a foodie secret. And then I don't know if you also saw later where she said a culinary exchange. That
Wow.
was, yeah, that was one. You're gonna have to comb through these the chat later because Cherie Bumbray also had a good suggestion before she left. She gave two different reasons. She said the art of eating sounds posh, but tasty topics feels good. So this is going to
Mhm.
be tough. You know what I mean? Like coming up with a name for this segment.
Yeah. Hello, Scott. Glad you could join us. Um, so Alicia said she hadn't eaten meat in over 12 years.
I see.
She's a vegetarian, so this is a
You,
good topic for her.
yeah, because I'm telling you, it's one of those things where, like for me, like I see Lion Crest talking about beets, and cabbage and collards. See, there's Love Notes again talking about cabbage and collards taste good. She knows everything. They do taste good together. But do you all? Well, you don't cook beets. I mean, you don't raise beets. You don't grow them right now. That's not
Not
one of
yet.
the. Okay, because I see people. A lot of people talk about beets, and I eat everything, even the foods I don't like. And I'll be honest, beets is one of those things that I'm not a fan of because growing up, but I eat them because I'm greedy and it's food. So,
So I see XDMC
hey,
cooking with CBD and THC.
yeah, TAC.
I think that is a different topic, Soil Brother, but you may be on to something too.
I know, right? You know what? So, okay, Country Mama Musings, she was saying that she doesn't eat meat. But here's the thing I want people to definitely keep in mind. Do some research on meat versus cheese or meat versus yogurt, meat versus butter. I don't know which one is worse. Like a lot of people, they think it's the meat, but according to Dr. Barnard, it's the cheese. Like he even has a book called The Cheese Trap. Not just because of the salt or the fat, but it's the hormonal value that makes a difference. I know that different people like XDMC, he talks about, and a lot of other people, they talk about when they got sick and they eliminated the milk products, the
Mm,
cheese, butter, dairy, and stuff that's what helped them to heal. So, the meat is it has its issues too, but that's one of the reasons for our lifestyle that we eliminated the dairy products and just switched them out. And even still, they got a lot of fat in them. So I was like, well, at least they don't have the fat and the hormones. I'm like trying to pick a struggle there.
yeah. So I see um when we were at the farmers market on Saturday, the beekeepers they sold honey and they had a
Mm.
CBD honey, but they were all out. So I thought that was really
Mm.
interesting. I see Alicia is giving us another name, culinary quickies.
Oh, I like it.
So
See,
let
this
me
is
tell you where she get her name from.
okay.
Country Mama Musing, she just started a new segment on her channel called Country Mama Quickies. So when you want to have a quickie, you hit Country Mama Musing up. A quickie is a 10-minute interview. She just come with 10 minutes, she asks you questions. Within 10 minutes, she is done. Not an hour, 2 hour interview. So it's called a Country Mama Quickie. So she loved quickies.
Mm.
Country Mama Quickies, she said, culinary quickies.
Nice. Everybody loves a quickie, so okay.
Everybody love a quickie. And it
Good
sounds
stuff.
um so I'm definitely gonna try rice this week because I will cook rice this week
Mhm.
and see how that turn out. So I don't know if anybody in the chat have any suggestions or questions I'm losing the chat now. You might have to help me keep up.
All right. I'll look through too because everybody's giving such great info on beets and potatoes, beets and as a sugar replacement. You know, beets are so delicious. Like Lion Crest was talking about the beets, so it was Love Notes. Global Green Book was the one that said the beets and potatoes. So dang, I gotta up my game. I gotta get some beets, you know. I
Yeah,
think the Go ahead.
I was just saying I'm gonna have to try that beats.
Yeah. Uh-oh, you
Yeah,
see Vanessa Buckner said removing all meat and dairy products will heal a lot of health problems. Whereas on the other hand, you had, I think it was Love Note saying they started making their own butter and cheese because of the different preservatives and foods that were in the other store-bought versions, I should say.
yeah. And Lion Press is also saying cheese clog up your immune system in a strange way. Very
Yeah.
odd.
Yeah. And you know, Sage and Stone Homestead, did you see that? Our neighbors keep beef cows. They pump them with hormones to grow. You know, it's also what, according to Dr. Barnard, because he's like the master on cheese, right? And butter, but he specifically talks about cheese because cheese is so popular. Everywhere you go, there's a cheese option. There's a way to top up with cheese. And so he talks about it from just a natural standpoint that the hormones of a cow are bigger. Like they're sort of, it's sort of like it's more powerful for us because we're just people. And
Yeah,
you know, a baby cow comes out what size and then they grow to what size. So starting from there, even their natural hormones, it's like excessive for us from what he's
yeah.
saying. And that's another reason why he talks about it being more detrimental to us that way. But this is not medical advice. I'm just, you know, letting you know what Dr. Barnard says.
Yeah. Copper Kettle
And
said she had a bad experience with beets in kindergarten.
oh, so that did it for her, huh?
Yeah. And I saw, was it Tasha Oshie Grove said she would love some rice recipes. I only make plain white rice and packaged yellow rice.
Yeah. So you know what? That's where instead of the yellow rice, like the packaged one, when I just make it as far as cooking it with, you know, let me just cut up the onions and stuff, onions, garlic, celery if you have it, or onions, garlic, parsnips, or onions, garlic, carrots. I usually only use about 3 or 4 vegetables, and 2 of them are going to be onions and garlic. Then the other 2, and I use yellow seasoning, like straight up adobo, that yellow one, or
Mhm.
I'll use the uh, better than bouillon, the no chicken base, just the vegetarian one. And of course, you've had the better than bouillon, the onion, or was it the garlic one? I
I
can't
have the
remember.
onion, sauteed onion.
Yeah, and so all of those are great, but if you want it to just be yellow rice, just get the yellow better than bouillon seasoning. The one that's not chicken, you will swear there's chicken in there. So it's like, wait, this is so amazing. But that's a quick way to make yellow rice. You don't have to cook the onion, garlic, and stuff first. Just throw it in the pan or pot, I should say. Add the water, add the rice, put the top on, let it cook. You can definitely add the better than bouillon when you put the water in
Mhm.
and the rice in, and then you can always season it a little bit later if you think it needs more or less of something, or not less, but just more.
So what I started doing, thanks to YouTube, I started putting my rice in the air fryer. So what I would
Oh,
do, what I do is I'll put my water inside the pan with the rice, and I'll mix garlic and onion powder. I will put my butter and a little bit of pink Himalayan salt and pepper. I would mix it together and stick it in the air fryer for like 20 minutes, and it's done. To me,
mm.
it tastes great, but my husband said, "Why you keep feeding me this Chinese rice? It's just plain rice." And I'm like, "But it has," and I will put bouillon cubes in it to give it a chicken or beef flavor. But he was like, "No, it's not how you cook rice." But I'm like, "It's easy and it tastes good."
So how does was he eating it?
Yeah, he'll eat
Like how
it.
does he prefer it?
he needs something on, like I can fix lima beans and he will put the lima beans on top of, he want me to put them on top of his rice, but he wants some type of um a roux or gravy or something, just a little bit, but not a whole lot.
Hmm.
So he just doesn't like
Just
plain rice.
right. So this is where try it this way and see if he likes it better with because you can still top it with other things, but see if he likes it better plain because then he might actually see it as a full like, oh, I could just eat this by itself. Because typically I do like my rice with other things. Like he was saying, like, let me throw the butter beans on it. Let me throw something in this rice, right? On top of it or whatever.
Yeah.
And even some people, what they like to do. So for you, since you love broccoli, that would be a good time to not cook the broccoli in the rice, but you could definitely do it that way. But you could also top it with the broccoli. So that way, if he feels like, man, if I see another broccoli around here, he could leave it on the side. You know what I mean? But a
Yeah.
better way to add your broccoli into everything is, yeah, cut it up. Cook it with so your combination could be onions, garlic, broccoli.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And then throw in that adobo. You saw Love Notes talking about, yeah, I make my Love Notes with, I mean, Love Notes said I make my adobo yellow rice with the adobo seasoning because that
Hmm.
yellow adobo seasoning turns it a little bit yellow. And boom, or the better than bouillon paste. That better than bouillon paste. I don't know what's in that jar, but they done sprinkle something extra in there because
That's all you need, huh? Just a little bit.
yeah. I
Just a
would
little
put
bit.
like a tablespoon into a whole pot of rice, and I guess the 3 cups of rice, and I usually will still sometimes I'll top it with a little sprinkle of salt or just the butter is enough, the plant-based
Mhm.
butter, the non-dairy that I use, and it's good.
Yeah. Sounds like a meal. I'm gonna try it.
Absolutely.
So I'll probably cook that like in the middle of the week and see. I'm definitely gonna try my rice that way and see
Mm.
how he like it. But right now he while he is open to try, I have to jump on it. So
Right. And I guess I've got to try the Sudanese rice because Global Green Book said that she likes Sudanese rice. We got
mhm.
to get our beets game up because
Yeah,
roasted beets. Who else said roasted beets?
Country Home Houston said roasted beets are great.
Yeah. And I don't know where Love Notes was what they was giving them poor kids, but she said she went to a vegetarian boarding school, got really sick because not enough protein. Now, let me say the plant-based doctors say there's no such thing as a protein deficiency. This is so crazy. Like they've proven that no, because you can actually get enough from your vegetables. Like all vegetables have protein, all grains like potatoes, rice, um, quinoa, what else? Parsnips, rutabaga, some of the things that we're talking about, beets. They say that all of these things have proteins. So I guess depending on how processed the foods are, I don't know, but that's where it's interesting that I've heard people say exactly what Love Notes is saying, like, "No, I needed more protein," But did you really need more protein or did you need a certain nutrient? Like, did you need more iron? Did you need more calcium? Did you need more something? Not Love Notes specifically, but a lot of us out here that are diagnosed with, or the doctors are telling us, "Oh, just eat more protein," because a lot of the doctors aren't versed in nutrition, they're versed in chronic diseases and long-term illnesses, and food and vitamin sources and mineral sources aren't their forte.
Mm, wow,
Yeah, it's interesting.
it's interesting. And that's the good thing about having these conversations because like who really want to take the time to find out when you can just network with a team of people and get a lot of information that some things you don't even think about.
Yeah. Yeah.
So especially when the doctors say it's just like what a doctor said. So and I see a couple people saying that they raise their own like Thor Haven, he raises his own animals for meat because he know what he feed them and it's safer. And we raise our own meat birds for chicken, and we have layers for egg. And yeah, you do want to know what you putting in your body, so that's the best way to go. But
It makes a
Those,
difference.
yeah, it make a huge difference. So
You see, Love Notes is saying that she had to take vitamin B shots and iron. So it was more of the vitamin B and iron rather than just protein.
yeah,
And so those sources also like not necessarily seafood, but sea greens like kelp. And what's the other one? Nori, seaweed. Those are good sources. Of course, you got to also look at, there's always a caveat to everything, but
yeah,
sea moss, all of those are good sources of good things. And Miss B Finesse was saying that, yeah, the nutrition is there because her brother is a certified nutritionist. I might have said that wrong. Let me make sure I'm reading her comment right. What she say? He's a certified fitness somebody.
let's be finesse illness, but illness as my brother is certified. Yeah, certified nutritionist.
Right, right.
Said her brother is. Yep,
Yeah.
that's
So
good.
yeah, good stuff. Have you ever made that broccoli rice and cheese casserole? Love Notes was talking about it. I don't know if your husband likes that with the broccoli in it.
Yeah, he does. I tried to make it one time. I think I made too much or something, but but yeah, he'll eat it that way. But
So
he
here's
like, go
Yeah,
ahead.
so try it without the cheese, just try it with, cooking the rice with the vegetables and see how he likes it. If he says, "Oh, this rice is decent," since he's not a rice fan. And that
Yeah.
way, and I say that because also a lot of American recipes use cheese sort of like as a mask. It's like,
Mhm.
"Oh, just throw cheese on it. If it's not that
Yeah.
great, just throw cheese on it." Whereas you can actually enjoy the food a lot of different ways without the cheese. So, yeah.
Yeah. I see Country Mama Musin saying vitamin B deficiency is common when eliminating beef. Subliminal B supplement. Yep.
So, yeah, you know what? I don't know that I think that is where we have to look at what foods provide those things, right? And so
Mhm.
that's where a lot of times, if you eliminate beef, well, what else are you eating? And as well, like what were you eating even when you were eating beef?
Mhm.
What were you not eating even when you were eating beef? So that's where a lot of people, it's like, no, I hardly ever eat beans, or oh, beans make me do this. Well, figure out a way. Put some baking soda into the pot when you cook your beans, put a little bit of baking soda in, and it helps get rid of that gas
Yes. Mhm.
effect, right? Also, different beans have different effects.
Yeah.
So some beans are less gassy, some beans are fine. Um, Also, the greens give you that iron and vitamin D. Any of these greens that we're talking about, green foods. So
Mhm.
that always helps too. So I don't know. I think there's so much information here, but I'm going to I'm going to sign off here pretty soon and just say goodbye to everyone because we have to get a name for this segment.
Yes.
And we also have to, I know you're going to do a poll because your community tab is open.
Yes. I'm going to do a poll, and I would like for you to tell everyone again where we can find you and when.
Oh, sure, absolutely. My channel is Blind Guy, His Wife, Their Life, and my channel is every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday a.m. We do live stream for 1 hour so that you can get in there, get the good information, and get out, get on to your day. We do have a featured guest every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at 11:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's a full-blown show. We start our show with a giveaway, we engage with the chat, we have our featured guest, and we finish up with a plant-based treat. So we always have like a 1 or 2 minute recipe at the end of the day. And the sweet spot is that our guests, they also give away something at the end of the show as well. So we really have a good time over there. We share, we learn, and we continue on with our lives.
Sounds great. So we all have good things coming. We
Yeah,
are working
absolutely.
on merchandise. We are working on a new segment, which I think this is going to be great because it's going to help everyone in the long run. So a lot of
Hmm.
exciting things coming up.
Absolutely. I love it. I love
Uh,
it.
Appreciate you for being here.
Yeah,
And
thank you. I'm sorry, go ahead.
oh, I was just saying we will definitely see you on Wednesday. Make sure you drop your link in the chat for all the new people that may want to join you on Wednesday. So,
I will. I got to find my phone because I see Professor Black Ops is in there. He's one of my favorites. He's a tech guy. And he was like, yeah, drop those gems for the chunky people.
that's right. That's right. Chunky people need love too. And but you can catch her here every Monday around the same time. We'll be doing the same thing once a week. Every Monday, we will collab with Laquita from Blind Guy and his wife, their life. They have an excellent show on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So check them out. If you like what you see, make sure you subscribe and join the family. That's the home team
Absolutely.
over there.
Yes, we are the home team. Thank you
Yes.
so much. I'm trying to leave and then I see Country Mama Musings talking about Chunky is my middle name.
Oh my God, Laquita, when you go to her channel, you will be there all day. She is hilarious.
I
We
know, I
have
can see.
we got a new beach story to tell, so I'm hoping to hear that this week. Country Mama Music. She is hilarious. She is so sweet. So you'll love her.
Yes.
But
I
yeah,
love it. Well, definitely this has been a good time. Everybody try your rice out this week. Come back next week. Let us know how that worked out for you. Professor Black Ops, I know that you do fine dining, you eat out a lot. However, the whole point of this segment is to add to what you're already eating. So if you're already having steak and a salad on the side instead of getting potatoes, get potatoes and add another vegetable to it. That's all we're saying. Add more vegetables to what you're already eating. Add more
that's
fruits, add whole grains. Instead of bread, eat the potatoes. That's like a food they grew out the ground, that sort of thing.
yeah. We ain't trying to steal your thunder, Professor. We just want to make it better.
Right.
Thank you, Laquita. Tell
Yeah.
Corey I will run the poll after this and we'll discuss it. So we'll have a new name on Monday.
Say that again slower because Corey will get you. He'll say, oh, what? She said she on the poll Monday. No, she
Oh,
said she will run the poll.
yeah, I can't get on the poll for nobody but my husband, but we ain't doing no polls around here. But yeah, I will run a poll in my community tab so we can vote on a couple names, and we will come up with our final name on probably Sunday. So Monday we can roll with it.
Okay. Okay. Yes. I'll be looking for that poll. And Professor Black Ops, if you aren't currently eating salads, but you like them, yes. You know what? He has the best smile. Professor Black Ops, he look like he got all his teeth, so he can eat a salad. Some of us, I ain't gonna talk about me. I'm gonna just say salads. I like my food a little softer. It's easier for me.
I saw my sister-in-law said earlier when I boiled all the nutrients out of my food back. It's so funny. My broccoli be so mushy, but it is so good. So I see Country Mama laughing about that pole. Country Mama, we ain't messing with no poles around here, not like that. So we're gonna keep it in the community tab.
Right, right.
But I appreciate you so much.
Yes. All right. I will see you all next Monday. Happy eating, everybody. Thanks for these tasty topics, Sherry.
All right, thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right, family. That was great. So Country Mama Music, I just love your sense of humor. You are amazing with it. Um, there's a lot of great content creators in here. Y'all bounce around, check each other out. Girl, I pole dance doing chemo on what? That was probably the best pole dancing ever. So you were doing great. And now that I see Harvey has joined us, we do not mess with OnlyFans, Harvey. I'm sorry. You're in the wrong place. Hey, what the funk is this? I am going to say I appreciate each and every one of you, everybody that support this stream by watching financially, commenting, doing what we do. I appreciate every last one of you. I appreciate you, Harvey Price, for dropping in. We are all help. helping each other live a healthy life, networking with the Soil Fam. So you all catch us on Friday. We'll have a short live on Friday at 7 p.m. We have a huge Halloween party on Saturday. So catch us dressed up. We will be transformed into somebody else. So we will see y'all hopefully Wednesday at Blind Guy, his wife, their live stream. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. If not, we will see you again on Friday here for a little while. Chat it up with my husband. Party time on Saturday, which will be very interesting. We'll be downtown at probably the world's largest Halloween party ever. So catch us with that. And I appreciate y'all. You have a lovely day too, Harvey. Thanks for joining us. Country Mama Musin. Appreciate you, Soil Sister. She stole my thunder. Miss B Finesse, Family Foster, everybody. Professor Black Ops, Lion Crest, AZ Homestead. I mean, I can't even think of everybody that was here, but I appreciate y'all. Hey, Harvey gonna get the planting, and he gonna come back one day and tell us what he growing and what his favorite plant-based meal is. So you all have a wonderful day. Have a absolutely amazing weekend. We're gonna go out with a XDMC intro, outro. We use it for everything because it's great. Bless you all. Have a good week.